Hi, everyone. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I hope you have an amazing day. I'm back again with another presentation, and I hope you've been finding these presentations very helpful so far. And just the backtrack, in the last presentation, we covered the three steps. We asked for some help, we set up the unit, and we also asked for help on the back end as well. So in this presentation, we're gonna go over a little bit more with the closing process, but at this point, after we didn't just to repeat what I just said here, we asked for help, we set up, and we went through the process with the customer. We also added some value, gave them some more exposure. And then on the back end here, as we come pick up the unit, we asked for help. So we shared the product, added value, uh, to their environment. They notice a difference, either big or small. And remember, it's always, you want to under promise and over deliver. So don't make false, promises or false claims about what we have to offer, in other words. Okay. And so, right. So today we're going to cover a few quick steps, which includes the closing process. And also, we're going to talk about just briefly cover invoicing. So it's really simple. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So after we shared the product, we set up, we asked for help on the back end. So right now we're closing. So as we close, we normally ask for feedback. In my experience, that's what I normally do. I'll, as I close, I go pick up the unit, I ask for feedback. And then in the process, as I, packing up the unit, I'm not too embarrassed to ask for more help. And then lastly, I'll ask, to see if they really interested in what we have to offer, or what I had to offer, in other words, and go ahead and write them an invoice or send them an email copy. So today, that's what we're going to cover briefly. So guys, I just want you to remember, you don't have to overthink this. You can go to the dollar store and get you a paper invoice book. I started off with that at first. And also, you can also use Cash App. We have these technologies available. You guys, Zelle Pay. And you also have one of my favorites is PayPal. And I want to put a quick disclaimer out there, or just a special note. Times are changing. The fiat currency is really going down. And if you haven't started investing and start inquiring and learning about the crypto space, I highly advise that you start to learn right away just the basics about crypto and how to really utilize a crypto wallet. And I would highly recommend, I would probably leave a link down below with what my personal recommendation that I use, which is Coinbase. And that way you can get a couple dollars as you start. So as I digress, but back to what I was mentioning. So you don't have to overthink this with the invoices. Okay, so you can use a paper invoice book. You can also use Cash App, like I mentioned, Zelle Pay, and my favorite, PayPal. And then lastly, just keep that crypto wallet in mind as well. All right. So as we get ready to move forward, as I normally close, I know I paused for a while, but as I normally close, I don't use any kind of fancy sales tactics or anything like that. I know, especially when I'm sharing like commercial and residential, you'll notice a difference with the residential spaces. People will normally tell you if they notice a difference within the first or the second day, to be honest. And that's in my personal experience. Okay. And I'm not getting paid for the company to share this. This is me volunteering my experience with you, hoping that it will help you along your journey. And just give me a shout out. And so, but back to what I was saying, you have the residential, they'll normally let you know within like a day or two. And you normally doing like a 3-day placement. And with commercial, it can be a little bit tricky because with commercial spaces, you talking about some of these spaces, they're anywhere, they can be like a small office space all the way to like 5,000, 10,000 square feet. In my experience with dealing with like restaurants, stores, uh, gas stations, these home health stores, things of that nature. But with commercial, it can be a little tricky, and you may need like an extra day to try to fine tune it. But normally, once you get the experience under your belt, you can pretty much narrow it down within a couple days, so they can know the difference. Because you're not trying to treat the whole facility or the whole home. Again, guys, you really just focus on the problem area. I do want to reiterate that. And so as we get ready to close, so just to go back, we added so much value on the front end by giving a free, field test to the customer, or a free cleanup, what I like to say. And then from there, we had them turn off the unit like the day before we go pick it up. Okay. And then that whole day, believe it or not, they wouldn't automatically know, like, hey, I can notice a slight difference, or I notice a major difference, just depends on the environment, and let them make the purchasing decision and not you. So my approach is, you don't have to be a salesperson. You don't have to be an expert repeating all these different specs. All you have to know is, how does the technology work for you? How does it change your life? How does it affect your family, your friends, and the people that are around you? And how can you share your story with other people so they can know what you have to offer without selling them? It's all about sharing the experience, and let them decide, because people love to buy. That's just human nature. People just love to purchase. So, but let them be the deciding point whether they want to move forward or not, what you have to offer, either be the technology or any kind of consumable goods, or whatever your business may be. So as we get ready to move forward to the invoice, and let me pull up the invoicing screen real quick. And I would just want to cover something, because some people are just not technology savvy. So bear with me here. Let me pull this up. So what I'm pulling up right now, I'm pulling up PayPal, and you should be able to see this on your screen. I sure hope so. All right. So for you guys that don't have PayPal, I highly advise you do get it and start practicing with it. Start making just some test templates or test invoices for yourself, so you can get, just familiarize yourself with the process here, as you can see on the screen. So I'm gonna cover this briefly. Okay. So if you don't have a PayPal, go ahead and create one. It's free, and you don't have to get a business one. You can start with a personal one if you would like, but the business one is also free, and it just gives you some extra features with the invoice to make it look nice and pretty for you. Okay. But you really don't need that. You can start with a personal one, but just send your invoice information in the comments in your personal money request through PayPal. So please remember that. You don't have to get fancy with this stuff. But for those who want to actually move forward so they can have a business PayPal, that way you can post your logo and a couple other things in there, go ahead and do that. I highly advise it. It looks very professional, in my opinion. But as far as this template here, or this invoice here, once you go ahead and pull up PayPal and get logged in, you click on invoicing. You have an invoicing icon. So it logged me out here. Hopefully I can go back in. All right. All right. So at the top here, quick links. Click on invoicing. Okay. From invoicing, top right here, you're going to click create invoice. Okay. And for me, I have a default template. As you can see, I call it risk-free unit. Risk-free unit. But I'm going to show you exactly what I do here. But on your screen, when you first get started, none of this stuff is going to be filled out. You're going to have some blank stuff here on your screen. But fill it out the way you like. Here's my example. I got Air Surface Pro quantity 1. You set your price, and then you can put a brief description. This is a dead link. I don't think it's working. All right. And also you can add some comments or any additional items that you may need. And for me, you see the price over here. I had like $7.99. It just depends on what I'm doing at the moment. If in this case, this person was helping me out with some feedback, and he knew quite a few people, or normally the people that I deal with, they know quite a few people, and I give them a pretty good discount. And I'll dive more into that in one of my future presentations, showing you different strategies that you can use to attract more people. And that way you're not, going for the juggler with these prices, especially with a $1,400 price tag. There's better ways of doing business and helping people, guys. Okay. So as you can see here, it's not very straightforward. You just put in information that you like, include your tax information. Okay. And then if you want to send it, it'll give you some choices here. You can send it email or you can send a link. And then once you created your invoice here, you have an option right here that you can save it as a template as well. Okay, so please remember that. And once you click on that, it's going to ask you to name it. See, like for me, I already have reached free units, so I'm not changing this. Okay, so I hope this makes sense so far. All right, going back. Other than that, that's pretty much it. And then like one last thing, when you're dealing with commercial or any kind of government, schools, business, businesses, sometimes they would like an estimate from you. Okay, so just to quickly go over the estimate while we still have the screen up, if you look here to the top left, you click that arrow on invoicing and click on estimates. No, I don't want to save this one. And so even for my estimates, I have that same default. So check this out. Click on estimates. Everything's already filled out for me. Okay. So that I like to be as efficient and consistent as possible with the things I do because my time is valuable. I love myself. I love my time. I love my family. And I love making a difference. But with the right amount of time, because I don't like wasting people's time or my time. So, but again, guys, this is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I hope you found this presentation very informative. So just to do a quick recap, we covered the 3-step process from the last presentation, which was we asked for help with more feedback for what we have to offer, just by sharing and allowing, what we have with people for a few days, just to see if they know the difference. And then we set up the unit, and with the typical setup, just remember anything more than 10 minutes, you're pretty much selling. So please keep that in mind. And lastly, we asked for more help because we didn't add so much value for free. Who in their right mind would just, would turn that down, or at least help you out with more people that have similar issues. That way you can really open up the second and third degree of separation with your business opportunity or what you have to offer. Okay. So again, guys, this is Chris Thompson with Food for Your Thought. I hope you found everything very informative. And be sure to click the like, subscribe button. And I do have a donate icon down there as well. So if you would like to donate, you're more than welcome. But until next time, this is Chris Thompson. Stay grateful and focused. Peace.